Hello guys, and welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. I know it's a little bit different for what I'm used to doing, but you know, I love Yu-Gi-Oh! I love it. I was one of the first players when it came out. I think it came out in 2012, and I've been playing since 2013, and in the TCG, and I played a lot of games. I mean, but Master Duel, you know, has changed everything because you could play the other games offline, but this strictly needs an online internet connection, right? And it looks promising, really promising. I already played a whole bunch of games. I'm just gonna go a bit with you what my deck is and what I think about it. Now, the solo mode is really good. You can discover the stories behind the cards and all that, and you can continue on doing this, get some gems, get some things to open up, some packs, and you know, it's really awesome. Now, I started with a tuner deck, right? And I'm gonna show you here a few replays. Right? I am in gold. I'm in gold rank, but if we go down to the replays. Here, this is what I started with, right? The first game, and I won this in 9 turns, 5, 3, 4, 12 turns, 5 turns. I even won it in 2 turns. Now I'm gonna show you my first deck. This first deck is a tuner deck, and remember, if you're gonna start, most important thing to do is never give up. That's my honest and my only advice. And read your cards. I'm gonna pause it here. Read your cards. That's the most important thing. Read your cards. Read all the cards. You have time. They're not gonna rush you. I mean, you do have a bit of time, but you know, you have to like know the game and all. And this game is great for beginners, for intermediate, for coming back players. It has everything. So, here my draw phase. Not a great start. 2 Mystical Space Typhoons on my hand. But we're gonna destroy that. Why? Because it's a backward that I don't know. I know what this dark card does. He has to draw twice and then gets 2 cards. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. And just pass turn. Now, he's gonna overwhelm. He is gonna overwhelm us. But don't... most people will scoop. If you're not... big with terms, scooping is when you just surrender. But yeah, he's gonna do a lot of damage, and most people well, I mean, I'm facing down an 1800 and 1700 monster, but you know, I did make some misplays because I mean, everybody does makes misplays, but you know, now we have an 18 and 18, so he can't really jump around that. The most important thing is having field advantage and having harder hand advantage. So he's gonna synchro here for a level 7. Now we're facing a 2500 monster. And you know, I'm down to like 2000 points. 2000 life points. But, you know, never give up. And we do have comebacks. Comebacks are awesome and epic. And here we go. We're gonna make our first Synchro, or Nitro Warrior. And we're just gonna do the Synchro Blast Wave to destroy his monster. Since we did use a spell, this gets a bonus 1000 damage, 1000 attack, I'm sorry. And it's his turn. I mean, this is not the greatest deck, it's a starter deck, that one that you choose. I chose Tuner because I'm more comfortable with that. I'm from the era of Yu-Gi-Oh! The original, then came out the XD, the tuners, and I fell in love with tuners. I fell in love with fusion monsters. Ritual, I'm not that big on. Links and all that. Pendulum, kind of. But you know, Synchro Reflector destroys his card, and he just scooped. He can't do anything. He doesn't have a hand. He doesn't have about nothing. So. Nothing on the field, so he scooped. Okay, so that was my first experience with the game. Now I'm going to show you a couple more, which, you know, I think this one is still the starter deck, and it's I think I opened up a couple of packs now with this deck. Yes, I think I did, and I put in a couple of synchros. You can see I got Satellite Warrior, Junk Archer, some starters, Chaos, Charge Warrior. I mean, I got a couple more, and Armory Arm. Now I'm going against the Blue Eyes. Now the most important thing to do here. Okay, I'm gonna pause this. You see, there's a possibility right now to use Lightning Storm. You just have to wait it out. Really hope. Kind of like think forward, right? It's like a chess game, you know. You have to predict the moves that the opponent's gonna make, and try to make him make the moves you want. More like chess, you know. He has to make some moves in order to not die, but you know. And I know that the most important thing right here for a Blue Eyes player is having the White Stone of Legend, right? If this card is sent to the graveyard, add 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to your hand. I mean, giving him a 3000 attack monster, it's not that great. So here we're gonna Junk Archer, use its effect to banish the card, just keep it out of the game. Yeah, he's gonna do defense draw just to draw a card and not receive any damage. Now, Junk Archer activates, brings back the Blue Eyes. Now he has to send it. I guess he didn't have any way to send it. Usually my Mystical, right? Mystical to pop the back row, because you know popping back rows is efficient. You just remove the Blue Eyes, the White Stone, get back my Junk Archer, Synchro into, I think it was a Satellite Warrior. Yes. Now Satellite Warrior comes in and pops a card. At this point, he's like, you know, I'm not having it. I have field advantage. I have a really strong card on the field, and he can't do anything. So he scooped. Okay, now I think this is where I made my deck. I am a big fan of heroes, to be honest. Here, I'm gonna go back a bit just to show you my deck. My deck, not my other thing. Now, these are some structured decks that you open if you're going in solo mode. So, but my deck that I use is her Hero Emerges. That's what I called it. Now, this is my deck list, so you can see it. I'm using all. This is not an expensive deck to build, right? I got some secret rares, some ultra rares. You can use the crafting system. Or you could just open up packs, and then as soon as you run out of gems, you can create the ones you are missing. But basically, these are the cards you need to build this deck. It's a pretty good deck. It's not the greatest deck, but this is so versatile. I mean, you can go basically into your end combo a million ways, right? Literally, like, there's the worst way, using the Hero Lives, paying half of your life points, but it's a quick OTK way to kill your opponent. Now, I'm going to show you, I think, the next replay here. We have, it's a bit slow because it has to talk to the server and come back to you. But I think this confirm. Let's see. Is this still the deck? Is this my hero deck, or is it still the structure deck? We're gonna check it out. We won this in 3 turns, right? Yep, this is my hero deck. Now, right off the bat, I did make some mistakes here because, you know, it's been a while. Now, this deck is what I use. I use this deck. I don't use it a lot. I mean, I use it against tough opponents when I'm playing in real life, because I know this deck from inside out. But I mostly don't use it anymore because I like to play Yu-Gi-Oh because it's so versatile. You can have so many structured decks. You can build so many decks. And honestly, I have more than 30 decks built in real life because I like to play it. Right? I like to just not get, you know, everybody plays Tri Brigade, everybody plays Eldritch, but you know, we are Blue Eyes, but I like to experiment, find ways to entertain myself with cards with different strategies, right? So we're gonna press play here. We're going into, just gonna go Shadow Mist and then Magic Cylinders, just like a taunt, a little T set. He's gonna do exactly the same thing. Now, okay, we do have Avian, but we're gonna pay 4,000 to get my Stratos. We're gonna go into Vion. I haven't summoned yet, so Vion activated its effect to send a card. Now we send both of them to Link Summon into Inferno Divisor. Yes. Inferno Divisor activates. This is the most important thing. See, you have to reveal a card to get the monsters that are listed on it. I always use Thunder Giant, because Thunder Giant is like, they say, oh, it's Thunder Giant 2400. You have to once per turn you can discard a card, then target one monster on the field without your attack less than the attack of this card and destroy that card. So most of the people don't find that really like a threat. So I like to use it, and you can combo off so much with this card. Well, the materials of this card, right? So we got the Clayman, we got the Sparkman, and we got Polymerization using its effect. Now we use effect the Malicious to summon a Malicious from our deck. Use Polymerization, and you see, it uses Clayman and Sparkman, but we're not going into Thunder Giant. We're going into Sunrise, getting the Miracle Fusion from our deck to your hand, right? Using another Link to get a number 3, and this is what we get, the Dread Decimator. Now Dread Decimator ups the attacks of monsters. Miracle using the same cards, Hero Clayman and Sparkman, to get Grand Merch. Now, Grand Merch. This right here, these 3 cards, Dread Decimator, Sunrise, and Grand Merch, are your end board, right? If you have a monster left, that's an extra, right? But these 3 cards right here, 3, 6, 9, that's 9,500 life points right here, 9,500 damage right there. So we use we declare attack with Grand Merch, activate Sunrise effects to pop a card. Now I could pop this card, but we always want to pop back row because back rows could be really nasty for us. So we pop the back row. Now the effect, since we destroyed a monster with Grand Merch, it activates that you can special summon a fusion from your extra deck with ignoring summon condition. I mean, in battle. So out comes Nebula Neos. Now Nebula Neos, it's a 3+ attack, but he gets a boost attack from Dread Decimator and Sunrise. And if he would come out, and if there were still some more cards left, we would have drawn cards. But you know, right here is end game. So we're just gonna attack. Hold on, gotta scratch him in the throat. And we basically got an OTK on the 3rd turn. Would have been on this on the 2nd, because this deck is built to go 2nd, right? And I'm just gonna show you a couple of duels here. Like this one, this is all ranked duel, by the way. Oh man, my throat got a little bit of scratch, itch. All right, so these duels, as you progress, you're gonna find ways to get here. Like right here, no monsters, and we do have Emergency Call, Mask Change, Mirror Force, Hero Signal, Polymerization. Okay, the big combos, we need Polymerization, check, and then we need another monster. That's why we have Emergency Call, right? So this is not the greatest hand, but it is a good hand. So when we are going 2nd now, I'm going against Dino Wrestlers. Look what all he's gonna do with that, right? So this turn, I'm not gonna be able to beat him since I drew into another Mask Change. So I'm gonna try to see the waters here. See if he has Ash or something. So he didn't Ash the Stratos. I got the Vion. I can't summon anything, so I'm just gonna Hero Signal just in case he pops my card. And Max Change doesn't do great. I have another one in my hand. I mean, it's a great card, but I put it down mostly for him to try to destroy it. If he's gonna do mystical, I mean, he has to choose one of the two. And I honestly want Hero Signal to activate. So right here, he's gonna combo off. He's gonna do Dino Wrestler's effect. He's gonna bring another Dino Wrestler, which is a big ass monster. There it is. Here it comes, 2200. He did just what I thought he was gonna do. So Hero Signal activates. I bring up Shadow Mist. Here, I kind of misplayed. I should have brought another Stratos so I can bring Liquid Soldier. But I mean, Shadow Mist not that bad either, because I can get another match change. Now I have 3 match change, which eliminates from my draw pool for my deck, so I can, whatever I draw next will be not mass change. Now here's my draw. And I got a King of the Swamp. Now here, using Valiant again, using his effect, you always want to sense Malicious. If Malicious for some reason is in your hand, because it does come out in your hand, and you hate when that comes out because you're gonna brick, but it's still, I mean, this deck bricks, but it's not the end of the world. You can win, and I'm gonna show you a couple ones that Malicious was in my hand, starting hand, and won on the first turn. Right, so Vision Hero activates. I send out the Stratos, get Polymerization, send Militia from my deck to summon Militia from my deck, and then I go into Inferno Divisor. Now, here's the first part of it. Reveal the Thunder Giant, and I got the Clayman, and I got the Sparkman. Now I use Polymerization to fuse those two, get Elemental Hero Sunrise. Here he comes, right there. And then I activate its effect to get Miracle Fusion. Now, right here, I'm gonna play Miracle Fusion to, you know, take out the the Clayman and the Sparkman to bring out my Grand Merge. Now, right here, I'm going to link again to a Decimator. Again, you can see we are back in our end board, and you can see the attack power. Again, that's board. Now, I did get this just for insurance, because if Shadow Mist is sent to the graveyard, you can get an Elemental Hero to your hand. Now, Honest Neos is just like Honest. You know, it ups and a monster a hero monster on the field against 2500 attack until this turn, and then it's a quick effect, meaning you can use it in your hand in either player's turn. Just like a reassurance, right? So we pop that, we destroy that. Sunrise activates, destroy a card on the field. I could have destroyed his monster, but I went with his field because each player can only attack with only one monster during each battle phase, right? So this is the only attack I could make, so I destroyed that to be able to bring the other one out. Now he has 3 cards in his hand right here. The best thing I could have done is bring out my Elemental Hero Neos, this one, the Nebula Neos, but he had cards in hand, and I couldn't be able to kill him because of the attack. He would still have like 1,000 left or 200 life points left. So what I opted for is going into another monster, which is Absolute Zero. Now Absolute Zero acts like a dark hole, right? You see it. My Diffusion Shaman gains 500 attack for each water monster in the field. That's irrelevant, except Elemental Absolute Zero. If this card leaves the field, destroy all monster your opponent controls. So it's basically a like a Rajeki or a Lightning Storm, right? So here he attacks. Yeah, attack again, because he had to attack him twice. And he's going at 1600. Now here, since I already had a mask change on my hand, you know, he could have blocked the attack or something, but I didn't know what cards he had, so I'm just being cautious here. So mask change will let me tribute a dark monster to bring out a dark mask hero and steal the battle phase. So we're still attacking, and that's it. That's your OTK. That's an OTK right there. So this deck, as you can see, man, it's really good. Now this was a turn 4. The other ones were turn 12. I mean, you can, if you have combo and the playing field is set up for you, or he makes a mistake and he doesn't do anything, you know, you can really kill him real fast. Now here isn't the greatest hand. really isn't the greatest hand. Necrochet you never want to see in your hand. Blaze Man, it's kind of but here we go. I mean, you can still, it's not the greatest hand. You can really do another thing. We have one of the combo cards, which is Polymerization, and possibly another Polymerization with Blaze Man. But you know, every route leads to the same thing. Like I said, now he's gonna go fire 10k. He's Zodiac. Now this guy's playing a combination of Zodiac, Tri-Brigade, I think. Here, let me see if I can remember. I think it was Zodiac, Tri-Brigades. But I mean, if you know Zodiac, it's really tough. You know, he got, oh, Dogmatica, Zodiac, yeah, I remember now. He makes maximums, he has Ecclesia. There's maximums coming out right now. I mean, look at the board. I mean, if you're going second, he's going first. He uses all that. He brings out Shadow. And you have this on your hand? I mean, come on. I mean, who wouldn't scoop? But my advice, remember my advice. Do not scoop until the fat lady sings. Right? If you can steal. Okay, this is great. So I got reinforcement of the army, just testing the waters. He didn't have anything. Oh, and then if he didn't ash anything and he didn't do that, okay. Here's Dark Hole, right? The reinforcement was kind of bait, but he's like, I'm not gonna use Solemn Judgment for that. So I mean, Dark Hole, he has to use Dark Hole or his monster is destroyed. So you know, you have to like predict. It's like a move. I'm gonna move this. You're gonna ignore it, but you can't not ignore this one, like Dark Hole. So he's gonna Solemn Judgment. He's gonna pay half of his life points to negate my Dark Hole, and then you know, without Solemn Judgment on the field, I'm just gonna combo off. He's gonna put Shadow Kiss him. Doesn't matter. He's just gonna do all of that. Now I think he brings out Winda. Yeah, Winda is really bad for us. Why? Because Winda's effect says cannot be destroyed by an opponent's card effect. Alright? And each player can only special summon monsters once per turn. Alright? While this card is face up on the field. Now, Elemental Heroes are special summon deck. This hero, I mean, you can special summon so many heroes in one turn. So this is really bad for us. Now, I'm gonna go Stratos. I'm still gonna try to do this. Now, I got the Neos because just in case he wants to attack, I can send the Neos from my hand and pop one of his cards. Now, he's gonna use this effect to destroy my Liquid Soldier, which is fine, doesn't matter. Now here, I'm not giving up. Now he comes out with Eldritch. Okay, you facing those monsters on the field, only being able to special summon once. I mean, that's a bit rough, ain't it? But well, but I always stick to my strategy. Do not scoop, and do not, and then he comes out with access code Togger, right? But do not scoop. Just wait until the end. Now he's gonna combo off, do everything. He's gonna resolve the access code. That's another monster, and he's gonna pop a card. Now I don't have any cards, so you have a Necrochet I cannot summon. I have Neos that I cannot summon, and I have a Blazeman and a Polymerization. Now here is what we're gonna do. And then we got Favorite Hero. Now I saw Favorite Hero. I mean, Favorite Hero gives 1,000 attack to a level 5 or higher monster. And I was, well, what can I do? Then I saw his life points. I remember he used Solemn Judgment. And that's half of his life points. I'm like, well, if I can only special summon once, I gotta make it count. So here goes Polymerization, Necroshade, and Blazeman to make Adoration. Now, Adoration is really good if I had another Elemental Hero, because his effect reads that you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls and one other hero monster you control. The opponent target monster loses attack and defense equal to the attack of the targeted monster until the end of this turn. I don't have another hero, otherwise his attack would have gone down, but I do have Favorite Hero. Now Favorite Hero I can equip to a monster. Once I enter the battle phase, I can activate Favorite Hero's effect and special summon Skyscraper or a field card from my, I think it was Skyscraper, especially Skyscraper, or it's just a field card. Target start a battlefield. One field spell card. Just one field. Doesn't have to be Skyscraper. Just one field spell card direct from my hand deck. And the card gets 1,000 attack. Now, I attack right here. I declare an attack, but I didn't activate my Elementary Harness until I enter damage step. Now remember, if you didn't know this, once you enter damage step, you cannot activate cards. The only trap cards you can activate or quick play cards are cards that give you attack, lower or raise attack, right? Or defense or whatever. So right there we have a 7400 monster, enough to kill, to deal more than 4,000 damage that he had remaining. So, you know, with that being said, don't give up. Always pull through, right? Okay, so we're going on to the next one, which is here. I got and now I climbed the ladder using the hero deck. Now here is gonna play this one for you. I think this was a turn 12 turns, and if you win the coin toss, you always want to go second, so you can have a way to OTK your opponent, right? Now, not the best hand. We have Vion, which is really great. Now here, Tri-Brigades. Now he's gonna combo off really good here. You know, really good. But again, so you're gonna be facing down a big monsters, a lot of monsters, and you're gonna have any field. But remember, don't give up. You just need an opening. Now I think yes, I remember this one now. He was making a Tri-Brigade slash Wing Beast deck. That's when he went into, yep, Smigor, the Souvenir. Sovereignty. Yes. And then he put out the Barrier of Statues of Storm. Now this, neither players can special summon monsters except wind monsters. That was really bad for me. So I just went what I could. Now he's gonna pop a few cards because that's what he does. That's why I put 3 down. Now DD Crow was a kind of a misplay. I think he wanted to put pressure on the field so I can leave. But you know, DD Crow is you can discard this card from your graveyard, then target. Oh, it's in the graveyard. Sorry. Then target one card in your opponent's graveyard, banish the target. Right? I mean, he never used it. I went Mirror Force because I want to. This is the only defense I forgot. Now, on the next turn, I just couldn't do anything, so I just went main phase, end phase. That's it. Now he went max C, but you know, I think he misplayed right there because it's in the turn that he uses it that I special summon. But since statues on the field, I cannot. So I'm going to emergency call, see if what he can do, and then he ashes. All right. If he wouldn't have ash right there, I would have comboed off a bit, but not too much, or just waited out. So end phase. That's all I can do. Now, on his turn, he can't do much either because his statue limits him as well. So, if he has any dark monsters or something, he can only play wind monsters. That's the only bad part. Here, I have the Sparkman to destroy his statue, but if I did that, I don't have a combo, right? I can't follow it up. Now, he attacked, he got some damage, but he wanted to know what it was. Now, here's my second Vion, which is not bad. Okay, I said, you know what? I'm doing this. Destroy that. I'm going to... Okay, I can't do anything damage because I had to destroy... But now I can special summon, right? So that I link summon into, again, my Inferno Divisor, sorry. You know, and you can start see the combo. You always come back to this combo. Now, the Shadow Mist activates, and I get an Elemental Hero. I got the Liquid Soldier for next turn. So I use Liquid Soldier, then Vion, right? And then since I already had... Okay, here's another pointer. I always choose Thunder Giant. I revealed Thunder Giant. But in this case, I revealed the Limited Hero Nebula Neos. Because in order to combo off good, you have to... I mean, the best thing is to send Neos and Clayman, right? But if you don't have Neos, so it's not in your hand, you can send Clayman and Sparkman. But since I already had Clayman, and Neos is a lot better than Sparkman in terms of levels, that's why I revealed my Nebulous Neos and got my Limited Hero Neos from my deck to my hand. because it's still a light and an earth. Now, the monster says that the grand merge. It says 2 hero normal monsters. See, so this is a monster. This is a normal monsters to be able to summon this. Now, this 2 hero monsters with different attributes. So we have earth and we have a light. See where it's coming from? Okay, continue on. Now, here he got a chance now. He already got some cards on the field. He's gonna do some special summoning because I popped his card. He's gonna banish some of the cards. Doesn't matter. I mean, he had to kill me this turn. He had 1 turn to kill me, right? And this is it. I'm like, you have this turn. If you can't kill me this turn, you're going down next turn. I said that to myself, right? So anyway, he's gonna just combo off. You know, go for his best monsters right now. Just Link, Silver Shelter. I mean, the Rugal. Then try to get Revolt. Get to his hand. He's gonna do a whole bunch. Now, I saw that. I'm like, that's not enough damage. Oh, that's when I said, okay, you're going down. Okay. But remember, we still have 2 traps on the field. Right? This trap was already set when I attack his statue. He didn't activate it. And this was a new set, so you kind of like have to be really cautious a bit. But at this point, I'm facing those 2 monsters, don't have anything on the field. My traps are worthless. So I'm like, okay, this is all in or I'm going out. So, look at Soldier, use his effects, special summon Vian, again, use Vian, send Malicious, activate its effects and something else, Polymerization, activate Malicious, special summon Malicious, and going straight into Dead Decimator. Because I already had my cards on the field, right? So that's my 2900. He's like, that's not enough. Polymerization comes back. Neos and Clayman going into Sunrise, get Sunrise effect to get the Miracle Fusion. Now activate Miracle Fusion to send my Neos and my Clayman to be able to summon the Grand Merge. There it is. So that's my end board right there. So 41,000. You see, this time he had more attack because the monsters I sent. Because this reads it's attack and defense equals to the combined original levels of the materials used for its fusion summon times 300. See, last time he had like 3,200 something like that. Now he has 4,100. Now I attack. I pop that card. He gets it in the hand because that's all it was gonna do. So that doesn't matter, and that's it. Activate its effect. Now here comes Neos. Now Neos, as soon as he's summoned, he's gonna activate its effects. That means, okay, I'm just gonna read it out because must be special summon, whatever, you control this deck. If this card is special summoned from the extra deck, draw cards equal to the number of cards your opponent controls. So that's 3. He controls 3 cards. So right now I'm gonna draw 3 cards, right? And then if that happens, then they get the effect of 1 face-up card on the field until the end of this turn. Alright? Until the end of this turn. And then once per turn during the end phase, shuffle this card into the extra deck. And if you do, banish all cards on the field face down. Now, this is why you have to make Nebula Neos when you're sure you're gonna win. Because it could backfire on you. Okay, you're just not gonna put him down, then pass. Now, you could negate his own effect. Like right now, you're gonna see it. So his effect activated. I drew 3 cards. Then I used his effect to negate my own Nebula Neos. As you can see, it has a big circle, which indicates that his effect is negated for now. But you know, end game right there. And took a bit longer because we went into 12 turns because of the statue. So you can see, if something comes up and you're waiting and waiting, there's ways to wait it out. There's ways to make a comeback, and there's always a way to special summon. I just special summoned 3 cards right there. Now this is another bad hand. I'm pretty sure it's a bad hand. Yes, you see, I got Malicious in my hand, which is not great. I have Neos in my hand, which is, I mean, right here is one of the parts. But if I had the another normal monster, I could have used Polymerization, Neos, and another tribute to go into Sunrise. Sunrise gets Miracle. Miracle brings out the Grand Merge, right? But Right here, we're gonna test. Here's another Tri-Brigade. Now, this Tri-Brigade was really tough. This opponent was really tough because he just kept comboing off, doing everything he wanted to do, right? And I just let him because, you know, even though you don't have great cards in your hand, you still have a way to destroy your opponent with this deck. Just don't give up. That's the main thing. Never give up, right? So here he's gonna do all the shenanigans. He's gonna special summon all these monsters, and then he went to a Palooza. I never thought he was gonna go to Palooza. That's the first time seeing this card in the game, right? So Palooza reads, the original attack of this card becomes 800 times the number of link materials used for its link summoning. Once per change, when your opponent activates a monster's quick effect, you can make this card lose exactly 800 attack, and if you do, negate the activation. That is not once per turn, right? So now we're facing a 3200 monster that can negate your special summonings. No, you can negate the effects of monsters, right? Activates a monster effect. Yes, negates the effect of monsters a lot of times just by paying 800 attacks. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I special summon a lot. I use a lot of effects. Maybe I can get through that. Maybe I'll just jump it. You know, that's what I was thinking. Now he goes into Psyduck Triton, and that's it. That's his end board right there. He doesn't have nothing on his hand. He just lost card advantage in his hand. He has 2 monsters on the field. That's card advantage, but that's in the first turn, so he cannot attack. So here we go, right? I got emergency call right away. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna use Stratos. He's gonna use his effect. He's gonna, you know, cancel that effect. Now going to reinforcement of the army. I got the mist. I'm gonna go emergency call, right? Because he can't only negate monsters. I got the honest. Why did I get the honest? Well, because he has a 2400 attack. My Neos gives me 2500 attack. Now, I use these 2 effects to bring out the sunrise, just like I said I would, right? Right there. Now, his attack goes up. Use his effect. He changed it. Right there. That was a misplay because that's why I acted chain link. Okay, here it goes. You're chaining the effects. Chain link 1, chain link 2, chain link 3. So resolve it. You're gonna chain link to you're canceling right now. You're canceling my Shadow Mist, which already activated. So you can't really do anything. So you just paid 800 for nothing, right? And then he did chain link 3 for that. Now we're gonna resolve. Trident, as it reads, by using one Zodiac monster. No, hold on. Once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card, then target 1 face-up card on the field, destroy it. That's all. It doesn't say negate and destroy, just destroy. Alright? That's really important to note. Maybe he didn't read it right, or maybe he got desperate, I don't know. Anyway, he destroyed it, but he didn't negate it. If he would have negated it, would have been a different story. Since he didn't, my Shadow Mist activates, I bring mine, Sunrise activates, Miracle Fusion, right? So now, activate Miracle Fusion, Vian and all those 3. Now here comes Core. Yes, now, Elemental Hero Core reads that must be used with 3 Elemental Hero monsters, right? Once per turn, when this card is targeted for an attack, you can make this card attack becomes double its current attack until the end of the damage step. At the end of the battle phase, if this card battle, you can target 1 monster on the field, destroy it, right? When this card is destroyed by card effect, you can target 1 level 8 or lower Elemental Hero Fusion monster in your graveyard, special summon, ignoring the summon condition. A really good card right there, okay? Now, it has 2 effects. So we destroy that, go main phase 2, he's gonna use the effect to not get destroyed, right? So that's 800 less attack. So at this point, I'm like, oh, you shouldn't have done that, because now I have an 1800 attack that can jump over your Palooza. But he just kept on using his effect, right? So he can use his effect 2 more times. He's gonna go right Jackie, really bad for us. That was a top deck, you know. He just drew that right Jackie. He used it. He didn't have any cards in his hand. So that's really bad for us. Now he's gonna use a Palooza, he's gonna attack. That's all he can do, that's all he has. But, okay, a hero lives. Hero lives, you're gonna use it. Don't be afraid to use hero lives, right? It is gonna get a good chunk of your life points, half of your life points to be exact. But if he doesn't have an out for it, you just basically win. It's game over, right? A hero lives, you pay half of your life points, and especially on one level 4 or lower elemental hero monster from your deck. Now here we go. Elemental hero, a hero lives, right? The Stratos, activate Stratos effect. He's gonna Appaloosa to negate it. Doesn't matter. All I was doing right there, by doing this, bringing down my life points and summoning that to be able to use this effect. I wanted him to do that because now he's gonna use this effect. His life points are gonna go 800, so that's one less effect to worry about. Now Vion has 2 effects, right? If I use Vion, as soon as he comes out, I have one effect, which is to send one hero monster from my deck to my graveyard, and then another effect which says that I can banish one hero from my graveyard to get a polymerization. Now, here, this one says when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can make this card lose exactly 800 attack, and if you do, negate the activation, right? Really important to read your cards or read the cards of your opponent. It negates the activation. It doesn't negate the monster's effect. So in turns, if your monster has 2 effects and one of them goes off and your opponent Appaloosas you, he's only negating one of the 2 effects, as you see here. Now, Vion activates, he uses Appaloosa, which is exactly what I wanted, because now Appaloosa is gonna go to 0 attack, right? And he cannot Appaloosa again, so I can combo off. That's why I use the hero lives to get the Stratos out, and then Stratos uses the effects to use the 800 again and completely go down to 0. Now he has a break on the board. Now here's the second effect, because he only negated one of the effects, not the whole effect of the monster. Now I move the Stratos, get my polymerization, go polymerization, alright, malicious, and another Vion to special summon into adoration. Now this doesn't matter, all I wanted to do was have enough attack to kill him, right? So the Stratos and that goes into the Inferno Divisor. Inferno Divisor activates, and then I use Thunder Giant. Thunder Giant gets my Clayman and gets my Sparkman. There they are. Now I go into battle phase, attack, 2800 and 1700 to the face. And main phase 2, that's all he has. Now I have the card advantage in my hand. I have a card advantage in my field, and he doesn't have any card in his hand. So all he's gonna do is draw for turn and scoop, if I remember correctly, right? Yes. So he didn't have a comeback for it. So as you can see, this deck is really versatile. I mean, if you cannot combo off, if you can't do your main combo, you can still win games. It doesn't matter. He Raijeiki'd us. He negated us. He negated the Stratos, which is Stratos is like your best card to start off with. He negated a whole bunch of it, right? And we still won. Why? Because we didn't give up. That's the most important thing. Never give up with this deck. Now, I'm just going to show you, okay. Now this is 4 turns. This is going to be a faster duel right here. 4 turns to win. Just one in turn number 4. I'm sorry. Now, I did go second. I was starting to go second. From this on, I think I always got Malicious in my hand. Okay. Now I have Stratos, Hero Lives, Mass Change, and I'm going second. So he did all that. Right there, right now, I'm like, oh man, that's going to be tough. I mean, that's scary. 3 back rows and 1 defense monster. I'm like, well, okay. So let's get eliminated. So Mystical Space Stuff was gonna eliminate 1. That's what I thought. And I just have to do with Waboku. Really nice Waboku. Because Waboku says he doesn't receive any damage. You take no battle damage this turn, your monster's gonna be destroyed by battle this turn. Alright? That was a big one right there to pop. Now Stratos activates. If he didn't Ash that or anything, okay, I'm like, okay, he doesn't have Ash. Because that's what that Stratos, most of the people always Ash Stratos. It's not the best card to Ash. I mean, you could Ash it. It does damage you a bit. It affects you, but it's not the greatest thing to Ash really in a hero deck. So we got Mirror Force just in case, and as soon as I did that, I'm like, oh no, I did it bad. You don't want to do that, because by doing that, you can special summon one of those, right? Now, on my turn, now his turn, he can use Call of the Haunted, bring that back, he can tribute it, send it to the graveyard. But here we go, Mirror Force. I wasn't about to let him destroy that card. Now, he's gonna, unfortunately, in his main battle phase, still activate his Quick Play, bring him out, destroy that one. Alright, now, this is turn number 4 next coming up. So I'm facing down through 2 3000 attack monsters. I face down in a card in hand. And we got Stratos again. Now, here is what I was thinking. I was thinking, okay, we go Hero Lives, bring out Stratos. Stratos, use this effect, bring out Liquid Soldier, use normal summon, Liquid Soldier, special summon Vian. Vian uses this effect, send the Malicious, right? Use Vine's effect, take out a Stratos, bring up Polymerization, so it doesn't. I already have one, but by getting it again to my hand, it's a free like you basically make your deck faster. So on the next draw, you don't draw one. That's one less card to draw to worry about, to brick. So that's what I did basically. So I Hero Lives, pay half my life points, which is a whole chunk. Go Stratos. He does Bottomless right there. That's a misplay. I don't think he knew what heroes did, because you wouldn't bottomless a trap, bottomless a Stratos. Bottomless only destroys the monster, it doesn't negate its effect. So when your opponent summons a monster with 1500 or more attack, destroy that monster with 1500 or more attack, and if you do, banish it. Alright, it banishes, but doesn't matter, because when your opponent summons a monster, so with 1500 or more attack, destroy the monster, it doesn't negate the summoning. It just destroys the monster, but the monster already summoned. And since the monster already summoned, Stratos activates. So all he did was, you know, release myself from knowing what the back row was. And with that being gone, I'm like, okay, so he doesn't have any traps. He doesn't have anything like Mirror Force or something that could damage me. So with that, I'm like, oh, I just went all out with it, right? He doesn't negate the effects, so it doesn't matter. Stratos was just there to get my soldier, which, you know, he did. Now Stratos activate, again, like I said, Malicious goes to the graveyard, take out the Stratos, get Polymerization, link summon to the Inferno Devicer. Inferno Devicer activates, gets, I show my Thunder Giant, get my Clayman, and get my Sparkman, right? Then use Polymerization, get the Sunrise, Sunrise activates, and gets my Miracle Fusion. Again, going to the end board. See, we're facing 2 3000 attack monsters now. Sunrise activates, get Miracle Fusion, activate Miracle Fusion. Well, I use Malicious to get my Defender, my Gainer. There is the Decimator, I'm sorry, the Dread Decimator. I always call it Gainer, I don't know for why. Miracle Fusion, get Sparkman, Clayman to get the Grand Merge. Grand Merge comes in, attack, use effect, just pop 1. Destroy that, I destroy a monster, use this effect, and get the Elemental Hero Neos, Nebula Neos. Now attack for game. You see? We just broke a board. A Blue Eyes deck. You see, a Blue Eyes deck doesn't matter. As long as you have an opening. As long as, okay, he misplayed. I know he did. He misplayed by doing that bottomless. But we saw that opening. That's why I say, read your opponent's card, read your cards, and overall, do not give up. Now we're just gonna play the last 2 right now, and we're gonna just check them off. This was an OTK, right? This is an OTK with 1 turn kill in your turn. So that's all he did. That's all he did. I know he had there are hand traps like Ash Blossom, Infinite Permanence, and all that. But all he did was play a card, all right? And I have Hero Lives. I'm like, oh, I can do this. I can do this. I'm like, all right. And Match Change, I'm like, oh yeah, I can do this. No problem. Like Match Change, if push come to shove, I could Death Decimator, use Match Change on him. He's a Dark Monster and get Anki. So I'm like, oh yeah, we're going all out. 4000 damage for me. The Stratos brings up Vian. Vion, you know, activate normal. That was a normal summon. Yep, all that. You know the combo. You already know the combo. Use those two. Special summon Inferno Devicer. Inferno Devicer. Show him. I think I showed him Neos. No, I showed him Vergiant. But here's my Sparkman, right? Get Vion. Take him out. Polymerization. Those two. Again, Sunrise. You know the combo. You know the combo. You mean, if you didn't know the combo by now, I've been using it a whole bunch. This is the way to go. Miracle Fusion. Now those two to get the Gainer. Decimator. Decimator. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna learn his name. So Sparkman and Clayman. To special summon, you know, Grand Merch. There's your end board right there. Now, battle phase attack. Use the Sunrise. You see, I could have destroyed him and then bring out Nebula Neos, but I didn't want to flip it over. So I used the Sunrise to directly destroy it, right? Directly destroy it. So if it's a flip effect, it doesn't activate. Too much talking. Oh, gotta clear the throat. Now, Neo, Dragon. Doesn't matter. Got an attack, and attack for game. That's an OTK. A one-turn kill. And an FTK because it's your first turn kill as well. And the other one. Now, on this one, I don't think he had anything in his hand. I want to assume he doesn't, because that was a really, really bad move on his part. Or maybe he was used to going second and he just didn't want to put anything down. Right? I don't have the greatest cards in my hand. As you can see, this right here is a really, 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 really bad hand. The Warrior Turning Life is useless right now because I don't have anything on my graveyard. Skyscraper doesn't do jack right now. Malicious is a level 6 monsters that I cannot summon. And Brazilian Trick is just 1200 check. Now, you see in this replays? Fast. They're not videos. There's like commands built into the game, so it does what you did when you played it, right? But I spent like half of my time just thinking about this one, but we did manage to OTK him, to FTK as well. So all he did was pass. Dude, he did a pass. I'm like, oh no, you did not. And then I drew into King of the Swamp. I spent here like I think 30-40 seconds thinking, and I just went to work. Now this isn't the best path, but it will do. Like I said, all paths lead to your end board. Polymerizations, alright? Those two, Malicious and Progenitrix, I got Adoration. I could have used any other, but Adoration, you know. Now, use Malicious. Malicious comes. Use those two to Link Summon. Link Summon to the Visor. The Visor brings out the monsters I need. Right? Clayman and Sparkman, here they come. Now, King of the Swamp uses effect. Get a Polymerization from my deck. Polymerization used. Those two. They go out. Sparkman and all that. Goes into Sunrise. Now, remember, I did Polymerization at the beginning. Alright? At the beginning. I didn't summon anything. These are all special summon monsters. So, Miracle Fusion. Again, use those two monsters right there. Grand Merge comes out. And if you see here, we have 21, 28, 29, 246, 700, 7800. He's gotta be 200. I'm 200 life attack to kill him. Okay, it's not enough. So the Warrior Turning Alive. Get the Ninja Tricks. I could have just summoned her and attack, but no, man. I'm style. I'm in my end game right now. So Dread Decimator comes out, and all of a sudden we have game. Not the best way to do it, but it is a way. As you can see, I mean, you can combo off really well with this deck. So yeah, guys, this is pretty much my deck that I'm using right now to climb the ladder. Most of the people don't expect it because you're gonna be seeing Tri-Brigades, you're gonna be seeing Tri-Brigades, Eldritch, Drytrons, and Blue Eyes, and all that. And most people don't. Just read your cards. Read them. Go ahead. Don't be afraid to play. Don't be afraid to play ranked. Don't be afraid, you know, whatever. Just get out there and play. But, you know, this is a really great game. I really, really enjoy it. I play it off in my free time whenever I can. And, you know, for what it's worth, I hope you really liked it. I'm sorry if it's a little bit different from what I do. I know it went a bit longer than what I wanted it. But, you know, I just wanted to show you. And if you like it, you know, if you like it, you tell me if you want me to do more of these. You know, I can always do, I don't know, a deck profile, take out various decks, check them out, and do a video about it. Maybe I'll take one of my decks. See, this hero deck is from my collection, right? I just got my deck out, looked at it, and built it. Now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 binders worth of cards up in my head, right? I don't know, you cannot see them, obviously, but there are 14 binders full of cards. And I have my deck somewhere else, and, you know, maybe I'll do one of the decks, you know, Flunderies, Karibo deck is the newest one I made. How about the other one, you know, I have really old decks, like burn decks, like monkey decks, I have rocket decks, I have I have a really One Punch Man deck, which is what I call it, which is just basically King of the Skull Servants, and I have a whole bunch of decks. And so if you really like to see them, you know, I could always make a deck with them and show you here in game, so you can enjoy it and you can use it for yourself. So anyway, I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop babbling now. So thank you very much for watching, and again, guys, take care.